This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, ho there, it's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome to another Sports Catastrophe on this date. And on this day, which is yarn with the first day of summer, June 21st, in the year 1997, which was 25 years ago, the WNBA makes a debut. So in 97, the first ever WNBA game happened on this day. Let's do some context. So anyway, women's basketball was not really much of a thing. Back before Title IX in the 1970s, which I did a on this day last year about, women and basketball didn't really mix. But in the 1980s, the NCAA took control of the women's basketball tournaments and decided to have all the major colleges play kind of like the men's 64 teams and all of that. One of the early pioneers was Nancy Lieberman, who basically played for a men's league, the American Basketball League, and played for, I think, Springfield. She set the standard so high that other women have to work their butt off. Yes, there was women's basketball that was huge over in Europe, like in Italy and all that. Also, another pioneer was Cheryl Miller, who was a fantastic player for USC. And of course, that's Reggie's brother, or his sister. What am I saying? Regardless, women's basketball just didn't really have a place. Yes, there were great moments, but they didn't have the proper, message. So the NBA decided in 1996 to create the Women's National Basketball Association, have teams play in the summer so they don't compete with the men's game. Kind of stupid. But anyway, three of the great women's players, Rebecca Lobo, Lisa Leslie, and Cheryl Swoops, were in attendance. There was something called the American Basketball League for Women, but it only lasted until 1999. The WNBA had 8 teams. Charlotte, Cleveland, Charlotte stayed the Cleveland Rockers, the Houston Comets, the New York Liberty, the LA Sparks, the Phoenix Mercury, the Sacramento Monarchs, and the Utah Stars. You could probably guess that many of them actually they all had the connections with their NBA thing. The Sting were kind of the Charlotte Hornets, Cleveland Rockers, homage to Cleveland Cavaliers, Houston Comets, Houston Rockets, New York Liberty being the New York Knicks, LA Sparks, LA Lakers, Phoenix Mercury / Suns, Sacramento Monarchs for Kings, and the Utah Stars for Jazz. So anyway, the NBA gave the WNBA its backing, the first league to do that. So anyway, the WNBA had set it up June 21st, 1997, New York versus Los Angeles. Always a big rivalry when it comes to basketball and all that. Anyway, the WNBA had deals with NBC, ESPN, and Lifetime Network. Lifetime Network reels? Anyway, the WNBA was centered around a marketing campaign, We Got Next, with their stars Lobo, Leslie, and Swoops. Leslie's LA Sparks underperformed. Cheryl Swoops and her Houston team did okay. Swoops had to sit out because of her pregnancy. However, Cynthia Cooper, Swoops' teammate for Houston, picked up speed and was fantastic. The Comets would take on the Liberty in the first WNBA game, and the Comets won. We Got Next becomes We Got Game. And if memory serves me right, the first championship series, was it the first championship series in 97 that Teresa Witherspoon heaved a giant prayer in Game 2 of the finals between Houston and New York, and it went in, forcing a tiebreaker game? I think it was. Detroit and Washington were at it in 98, alongside Orlando, Minnesota in 99. And there was a collective bargaining agreement. The WNBA decided to add Indiana, Seattle, Miami, and Portland to the thing with 16 teams and all that. The league's competition folded, so Key players like Nikki McCray and Don Staley joined WNBA teams and all that. Unfortunately, TV viewership took a dive. The 2000 Houston Comets were the first championship team to actually be invited to the White House Rose Garden. Usually it was men's sports teams, but nope. Houston, at that 2000 season, captured its fourth straight title. They had Cheryl Swoops, Tina Thompson, and Cynthia Cooper. Three very good players. And, of course, Kim Parrott, who sadly died of cancer. But anyway. Van Chancellor was a fantastic head coach, and Houston had only lost 3 games in the playoffs in 4 years. So, it was hard to believe. However, Houston's dynasty came to an end once Cynthia Cooper retired. Los Angeles would beat Charlotte in the 2001 final. In 2002, the LA Sparks beat the New York Liberty. And anyway, there were some issues. Utah would move to San Antonio, and Orlando would move to Connecticut. The Connecticut Sun were the first team to be owned by a third party. And that would be, well, because there's no NBA team in Connecticut. Also, Miami and Portland would fold. Unfortunately, there was a strike by 2003, and it negatively impacted fan viewership. Kind of stupid, don't you think? Anyway, Bill Laimbeer became head coach of the Detroit Shock. Bill Laimbeer was a hard-nosed, no-nonsense guy for the Detroit Pistons. He was one of the bad boys. And shockingly, Detroit would win the championship over the LA Sparks. Cleveland would fold by 2003. There were issues. Chicago got an expansion team in 2006. And the WNBA in 2006 became the first team-oriented professional sports league ever to exist for 10 straight seasons. Anyway, Los Angeles would bounce back by 2006. No, Detroit, sorry. We'll do it against Sacramento. Charlotte folded by 2007. Paul Westhead was named head coach of Phoenix in 2005, which actually brought his up-tempo style play to the WNBA. Because his fast-paced offense was huge. He did it for the Lakers, and he did it for the Phoenix and Loyola Marymount. He was the guy, I think it was, for Loyola Marymount when it was Gathers and Kimball in 1990. Anyway, the Suns took advantage of that, winning the WNBA title in 2007. Atlanta got it. A team. All that. They were named the Atlanta Dream. So, anyway, Detroit would keep winning titles. Unfortunately, Bill Laimbeer would decide to resign by 2009. Kind of stupid, don't you think? Houston's time in the WNBA came to an end in 2008. So that wasn't good. Phoenix did much better, winning another title. It's a domino effect. There would be a changing of the guard. Detroit would leave for Tulsa, which was shock. Put it at the fun because that's the name. Anyway, Sacramento had folded because of its current owners not wanting them and all that, which isn't good. In 2010, Seattle and Atlanta would battle for the title, and I believe Seattle won that one. So anyway, by 2012, they signed a contract with NBA TV alongside ESPN2/ABC with broadcast games and all that. Much better. Indiana won the 2012 title. Well, Minnesota won 2011. The 2013 WNBA draft was the first to be drafted primetime on ESPN, and it had 3 great stars: Brittany Griner of Baylor, Elena Donna of Delaware, and Notre Dame's Skylar Diggins. Excuse me. Anyway, legends would retire. Cheryl Swoops retired in 2013. That's amazing. She was around for the first 16 years. Minnesota won their second title in 3 years that time. The TV ratings were boosted because of the 3 to see, as they call it, those 3 big stars and all that. Tulsa would head to Dallas in 2016, and San Antonio went to Las Vegas in 2018 to become the Las Vegas Aces. So, of course, the WNBA was hit hard by the freaking pandemic and all that. So, yep, the teams are there. So they have 12 teams. The Atlanta Dream playing at the Gateway Center Arena. Chicago Sky playing at Wintrust Arena. I would say that was where DePaul is, but no, that's DePaul Arena, but that's not there. Oh, wait, it says when's one between DePaul? So DePaul moved away. Okay. The Connecticut Sun at Mohegan Sun Arena because Mohegan Sun owned them. So, yeah, Indiana Fever are played in at the Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Who is Gainbridge? Gainbridge is the home of the Pacers. I thought it's Banker's Life. But no, it's now Gainbridge. And then they play at Hinkle Fieldhouse, one of the oldest basketball stadiums still left, and that was the Butler. So yeah, New York Liberty playing at the Barclays Center, which was shocking because I thought it would play straight in New York. But yeah, at Barclays Center, and the Washington Mystics at the Entertainment Arena. In the West, Dallas Wings play at College Park Center. Las Vegas Aces at the Michelob Ultra Arena, formerly known as Mandalay Bay, which had a lot of UFC fights and all that. The LA Sparks at Crypto.com Arena, or Staples Center as I still call it. The Minnesota Lynx at the Target Center, nice. Phoenix at Footprint Center, I believe that's where the Suns play. And the Seattle Storm at Climate Pledge Arena, where Seattle's NHL team plays. So yeah, there was a nice relationship and all that. So they had 5 relocated teams and 6 folded teams. So the 12 teams, it's not that bad, but it's the lowest since 1989. But it's been around since 2010, so no big deal. We have the Commissioner's Cup and the WNBA playoffs. Chicago's the defending champ, taking down Phoenix. So, yeah. So for titles, Minnesota's won 4 times. Houston's won 4 times, even though they folded in 2008. Seattle has won 4 titles as well. LA Sparks 3, Phoenix 3, Detroit, now Dallas 3. Indiana won a title. Sacramento won a title in 2005, but they folded in 2009. Washington won a title, and Chicago won a title. The New York Liberty are the Buffalo Bills of the WNBA, going to 4 finals and losing them all. 97, 99, 2000, 2002. 3 of them were to Houston and 1 to Los Angeles. Atlanta and Connecticut also have 3 losses. Teams and all that. Lots of players, lots of fantastic moves and all of that. Big legends. Lisa Leslie, Tamika Catchings, Becky Hammond, the woman that is now the assistant coach for San Antonio. Patty Taylor and Lauren Jackson. So it's amazing all of that. Tammy Sutton Brown of Canada, great WNBA player from outside the country. Lauren Jackson from Australia. Penny Taylor from Australia. Kia Nurse plays in that league. So yeah. So the WNBA has been very progressive, but unfortunately, in the eyes of the male dominated sports thing, they don't give a crap. They should. They really should. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. Thanks for watching.